Hello, in this video I will demonstrate how to perform one-way analysis of variance for a specific example. The example states the following: a marketing researcher would like to test the hypothesis that the average price of regular gasoline is different between 4 different states in the US. She collects sample data prices for each state. The states are Alaska, Alabama, Arizona, and Arkansas, and the prices are listed below each state. Test the claim using alpha 0.05. The first step is we have to state the claim. For H naught, since we have 4 categories, we write that mean 1 is equal to mean 2 is equal to mean 3 is equal to mean 4. H sub 1 states at least one mean is different, and that's our claim. Next, we have to compute the degrees of freedom of the numerator and degrees of freedom of the denominator. So the degrees of freedom of the numerator is k minus 1. K is the number of categories. There are 4 categories, so 4 minus 1 is 3. Degrees of freedom of the denominator is uppercase N minus K. Uppercase N is the total number of data points from all 4 states that have been collected. So if we were to count all the data points, it's 24. And 24 minus K, K is the number of categories, which is 4. That's equal to 20. This is an F-test, so we draw the F distribution. It's right-tailed. And we have to look up the critical value in table H. Recall that alpha is 0.05. So we turn to table H. And we have alpha 0.05. We go to 3 and down to 20. And that is 3.10. So the critical value is 3.10. Next, we have to compute the test point. One of the best methods to compute the test point is to use Microsoft Excel. So let me go through a demonstration of how that's done. Here's Microsoft Excel. I've already transferred the data onto the table. Now, to use the ANOVA function in Excel, we have to click on the data ribbon, and we have to have access to this data analysis button. If this data analysis button is not listed, do the following. You click on File, go down to Options, go down to Add-ins, or click the Add-in option. Most likely it would be listed in this area because it would be inactive. Mine is currently active, but you would look for Analysis Tool Pack. You press Go. Make sure to click Analysis Tool Pack and press OK. And from that point onwards, your data analysis button will be available on the data ribbon. Okay, next, to now compute the test point, we click on data analysis. There's a lot of options. At the very top is ANOVA single factor. That's the option we select. We press OK. For the input range, click on that arrow button and make sure to select the entire table of data values. I like to include the title of each column. And if you do include the title, just make sure to click on Labels. Type in the alpha under in this little box here. Our alpha is 0.05. And then for the output range, click on an area in which there are 2 tables that will be outputted. We do not want these tables to overwrite the original data. So just click somewhere away from the data values, press OK. A lot of information is outputted. Here we have summary data, the averages of each state, variances of each state. We don't need this information. Out of all this information, there's really 3 items that we need. And I'm going to round these items. So we have our test point F, and the test point F is 6.05. We also have the p-value 0.0042, and we're also supplied with the critical value. So let me just round these values a bit and then increase their sizes. So the p-value, I want to increase the p-value a little more. So 4 places. Well, so the f value is 6.05, p-value is 0.0042, and then we have our critical value, 3.10. So if you don't want to use the table H to look up the critical value, you can just search for it in this output by Excel. For our purposes, we only need 6.05, and we see that 6.05 falls in the critical region, so we make our decision, reject H0, we summarize, there is enough evidence to support the claim. And that is the process for performing ANOVA on a specific problem. Thanks for watching the video.